Good Thanksgiving Day morning to you all. Hopefully you guys are doing great. We got on the Watchmen update. We'll keep it short here today. We want to get you out for that time for Thanksgiving, whether you're preparing a meal or whether you are waiting for that meal. Don't want to keep you too long. We got the latest update on the 2 soldiers shot in Washington, D.C., plus a major boar's head cheese recall that you need to be aware of out there. International politics at play in the peace process, reports on bitter lettuce and other vegetables. This is definitely impacting a lot of us. And troubling lack of hiring at Walmart this season. And yes, let's talk about Campbell's soup. Happy Thanksgiving. We got that and more. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and these are your updates. If you have something to share, make sure you use that word update. If you see something in your store or you know something about your workplace that you'd like to share with the rest of the Watchmen, make sure you use that word update. We do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. We are thankful that they are sponsors of this channel, and they believe in what we're doing, and I believe in what they're doing, which is helping people get their retirement accounts more safe, out of the stock market, out of the bond market, out of these risky investments, and into real assets, real physical metals. If you want to find out more, there'll be a link at the end of the video. And this afternoon, I'm going to do something special. I have put together Rush Limbaugh's Thanksgiving story. So I'm going to actually shoot that and get that out to you this afternoon. It will be worded based off of his script, a number of his scripts from a number of the years. So if anyone had that as their family tradition, I'd like to do that so that you guys can have that. You can play that and listen to that, or you can go listen to the originals from Rush Limbaugh. But anyway, let's get into the news here. 2 West Virginia National Guardsmen were shot near the White House in Washington, D.C. yesterday. The shooter has been identified as Ramanullah Lakawal, an Afghan illegal who entered the United States under the Biden administration. This is back in 2021 as the Afghanistan fell. He reportedly yelled Allahu Akbar, which is what the terrorists do when they're doing that thing. And so that's what happened. We had a Muslim extremist attacking U.S. soldiers here in the United States because somebody thought it would be a great idea to bring people from Afghanistan, where they shoot at American soldiers, and bring them to America so that they could come here and shoot at American soldiers. Both guardsmen remain in critical condition. Your prayers are needed and appreciated. So please do be praying for them, that they have a full recovery. Don't know all the specifics of it, but terrible. Both were essentially unarmed when this happened. They were not carrying weapons. They were not soldiers occupying Washington, D.C. They were out there trying to do some things against crime. And this is what happened. All right, Boar's Head. You're probably familiar with them. They're lunch meats and cheeses and that kind of thing. Their products are being recalled due to a potential listeria contamination after a rampant bacterial outbreak. This happened last year, remember? And lunch meat got hard to find. Well, we got it happening again. This time, grated Romano cheese and FS grated Romano cheese. So it appears to be limited to Romano cheese at this time. So if you got any from Boar's Head, or you know anyone who does buy that, make sure you are checking it. You're looking for sell-by dates of November 21st through March 12th. So it's a pretty big batch. Please be on the lookout for that. Make sure other people are aware of that recall. You can share this video if you want to do that. A fire has engulfed a Hong Kong residential building, a number of buildings, high-rise residential blocks in Hong Kong's northern Tai Po district on Wednesday. At least 14 people didn't make it, and injuring scores of others as authorities struggle to bring the blaze under control. The head of the Organization of American States, which is not American. It's Central American and stuff. I don't know. So it's supposed to be like representing Central and Southern American states. Anyway, sounds confusing the way it's worded. Anyway, on Tuesday, they urged United States and Venezuela to de-escalate their tensions, saying the region does not want a war. I don't think anyone wants a war, but yeah, it does seem like we're going towards that. OAS, the Organization of American States, Secretary General Albert Ramden said that he supported efforts to counter organized crime, but insisted that those efforts must adhere to international law. So it's like the UN, but like less influential, less resources, and less relevant than the UN. So, but we just mentioned them, so they must mean something. Anyway, Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi slammed what he called the United States' bullying approach towards Venezuela. So I'm glad that Iran has weighed in on what's happening in Venezuela, or what's about to happen in Venezuela. But President Trump does continue to ramp up pressure on Venezuela after just recently decrying much of the Venezuelan government as a cartel. Yeah. Russia welcoming aspects, that's their word, aspects of the new U.S. plan to end the Ukraine war. They've seen the latest copy of the draft of the U.S. plan to end the Ukraine war and views some of it positively. Some, yes. But wants a discussion about some of the other parts. The Kremlin is issuing that statement now. So it looks like there is room for talks, and it looks like there might be a path forward, but we'll see. European Union Chief Ursula, yes. Yeah. Anyway, she wants Europe to be supporting Ukraine and pressuring Russia, quote, until a last and lasting peace is established, calling a revived U.S. plan a starting point to end the war, and saying that Europe will continue to support Ukraine and pressuring Russia basically indefinitely. The Kremlin says that Europe's desire to be involved in the Ukraine peace talks as, quote, unnecessary. And yeah, Europe, just go sit back on the bench, okay? The adults are talking in the room. The United States and Russia are going to talk, and then they're going to tell Ukraine and Europe what the adults have decided. And if you don't like that analogy, prove to me that it's not exactly totally 100% accurate. Europe wants to be involved, but Europe is irrelevant. Jeff says, Utah, not just the oranges are bitter. Last 3 weeks, lettuce and celery have been bitter as well. I made a large salad with tuna. After 2 bites, I thought the tuna was bad. Tuna use by date was fine, but I threw out a whole big bowl. Started the second salad and tasted the lettuce, very bitter. By coincidence, the week before, I had a can of tomato paste burst. What is going on? Lots is going on. That's what's happening. We got produce coming in from outside the country because Americans can't produce enough food anymore. And that's how bad things have gotten. That the United States, blessed with so much farmland, so many farmers, can't produce vegetables, can't produce fruit. All we can seem to produce anymore is soybeans and corn. And that is getting troubling. Now, of course, we have other crops and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to exporting produce, that just is a thing that doesn't happen. And we're importing tons of produce. And more, the quality is going downhill. Eyes Wider says, before being fired, one of the higher-ups at Campbell went on a rant and said that the chicken in chicken noodle soup was 3D printed. Now, I saw this, and a number of you guys sent this to me, and I don't like covering these things because he was angry, he was upset, and I know a lot of people are like, but he admitted it. It's like, yeah, but the company has denied that that's true. And we don't really have any other evidence other than somebody who obviously was a bad employee getting fired, and in his upsetness starts ranting about stuff and insulting the company he works for. Is what he said true? That's the question. And I think that the answer is we don't really know. I think we all suspect because the if you've had chicken noodle soup from Campbell's or the knockoff brands, you know what we're talking about. It's questionable to say the least. Well, let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. Do you believe that Campbell's soup is actually making 3D printed chicken and putting in the regular canned soup and canned chicken noodle soup? The other chunky soups and stuff like that, I mean, it's real chicken. It's just, what are they doing to the chicken, I guess is the question. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about that. Fred says, we need to use the freezing weather to prep your dry goods. When the thermometer drops below freezing, take your rice, beans, and flour outside, in their buckets and such. This free freezing can and will help destroy insect eggs in your food. If you can, keep it dry, but freezing it is great. The temperature coming up and down below freezing is beneficial for your long-term preps. Use the cold to save your food. So yeah, if you live in a part of the country where you're going to see some snow and ice and below freezing temperatures, consider taking some of your dry goods that are sealed up nice and tight in Mylar bags, in buckets, and take it outside and let it get exposed to the cold. Yeah, try not to get it too moist though, right? Butternut says, chickens, I had 12 chickens and 1 rooster, but I had a bobcat get into the chicken pen. He killed 8 chickens and a rooster. I had to move them to a more secure pen. Anyone who's had chickens, you know what we're talking about. Everything wants to eat your chickens, and you just got to protect them because everything's trying to get in there. Betsy says, Weston, West Virginia, Walmart. I asked my cashier friend if they hired seasonal help this year, which they normally do, right? Amazon stocks up on staff. Walmart hires additional staff usually. She said, no, they didn't. They are just giving the current workers a lot more hours, just short of overtime. Sign of the times. So that is interesting. Instead of hiring more workers, they are just giving their part-time employees more hours, basically boosting them up to full-time. Not sure what that all means other than the fact that they probably aren't looking at a blockbuster year. If Walmart's not feeling like it's going to be a great year of sales, that's going to be a trickle down on the rest of the economy. We already know that Americans just don't have as much money to spend this year. They don't, because people are already struggling to get by as it is. All right, FMH says, I went to a drugstore the other day to get gift cards for Amazon. I went to the register and they had to scan my driver's license to see if I was eligible to buy gift cards. Is this everywhere? I am confused. Yeah, is anyone else seeing, are you being demanded to show your identification before you buy gift cards? I understand that can be a money laundering tool, but at the same time, it's kind of confusing and concerning that you might have to show your identification to get a gift card. Chrism says, for everyone. Yesterday, the FDA approved 2 pesticides that contain forever chemicals to be used on romaine lettuce, potatoes, and broccoli. So if you thought your broccoli, potatoes, and romaine lettuce were safe, no longer. Just because they couldn't spray a peel on there, they can now spray 2 new pesticides on these crops that include forever chemicals that cannot be gotten out of your system and do exist They continue on and say, I guess Make America Healthy Again is over. These chemicals cause multiple types of cancer and other illnesses. Please try and grow your own or buy organic if possible. Stay safe, everyone. Thanks for the heads up on that. So if anyone has any further information on that, please let us know down in the comments, of course, using the word update. PDS says, times are really changing quickly. At one point in my life, a person's word or handshake was an unbreakable bond. That was replaced with contracts. Now those are starting to become null and void as well. As an example, the lifetime membership sold to campers at our park in Pennsylvania. I just received notice that a membership program that my wife and I belong to and paid decent money for, a lifetime membership, are now null and void. As with the Pennsylvania campground, our membership program was sold and a new buyer is not honoring our membership agreement. It sounds like you do have a case for a lawsuit there. If they did take over the business or if they bought the business, they also buy the liabilities of that business. They can't just cut out of it. Karen says, a suggestion regarding the older beans. They do take longer to cook. Soak your beans overnight, of course, and drain. It's best to pressure cook the beans like in an Instant Pot. That will make them soft so that your beans have flavor. Cook them in chicken broth. Also, soaking your beans will have less gas in your digestive system. You can also soak your rice before cooking it as well. Use a rice cooker or an Instant Pot. Right now, my mind is on turkey. Happy Thanksgiving, and we do say that to you all. Kenneth chimed in on that though too. You can also take a tougher, cheaper cut of meat, season it, and stick it in the pressure cooker as well while you're cooking the rice or the beans. It will add some flavor to the beans or the rice, and we'll get that tougher cut of meat nice and tender for you. All right, friends, thanks so much for being part of the Watchmen community. I'm very thankful this time of year for a number of things. Being married now, being able to spend Thanksgiving with you all, and also just my family, my friends, and just so many blessings and good health. If you have things to be thankful for, please do make sure that you take some time today to air your thankfulness, not your grievances, air your thankfulness, right? Whatever way that looks. If you're alone this day, make sure that you let the God above know your thankfulness for things, right? Like I said, later today, we're going to have a special program where I'm going to share with you the Rush Limbaugh story of Thanksgiving. So if you remember that and you're excited about that, come back here and I will have a reading for you that will make you nostalgic for the days of Rush Limbaugh, or at the very least, the information that he always passed on every Thanksgiving. Super important in this day and age to remember the past and to remember the true past, not the abomination of history that is being passed down in the schools these days. All right, friends, thanks so much for joining with us. If you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right up there. If you want to get some more information from Genesis Gold or get contact information for them so that you can reach out to them and talk to them, there's a link right there on the screen. Thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report out.